What's up out there? We are back with some more Relic mode and nothing real exciting. I've just kind of been letting it go in the background. I now have basically almost all my skills at max level. I looked at pursuing thieving a little bit, but I thought, nah, there's really not anything I care about. I did thieve for a little while. I think I thieved the Dark Knight to get the Traveling Merchant and the Sage unlocked. So I did let it go for a little while, but I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't really think there's anything thieving is going to get me. But I did get all the other skills. Whatever I was not maxed out in is maxed out except for summoning. And I don't know what happened with summoning because I was running tablets for a little while, but I kind of feel like some of the tablets that have the strike through on them may not actually give you XP or something like that. So maybe they weren't applied in doing anything. I'm guessing they weren't because I feel like I should have leveled up a lot more. I think I leveled up maybe from midway to where it's at now. Like I didn't get very far. So I don't know, we'll probably have to do some more combat or something. I did go and create a bunch of tablets. One of my grand plans was to do, what was I going to do? I was going to try to go and get the weapons out of the underwater ruins. I started thinking about that. And I started thinking about getting the combination rune and stuff like that, or the combination gem. And at some point, I decided to start going and getting these augments or enhancements, whatever these things are called. So I started getting a bunch of those. And that's basically, this thing's been sitting here for a couple of days now, just working on these. 432 clears to get the Stronghold of the Undead done. That is with the full thing and the pet. The Stronghold of Magic, I got the pet after 230, so that one's done as well. Stronghold of Dragons, this took forever, 354, and I did not get the pet, but the whole thing is done. Aside from the pet, I've got the item out of it. And right now we're at the Stronghold of the Gods. This one's currently at 98, and I don't have one of those gems yet. I still haven't got one of the dragon ones yet, but I figured I would at least get one or two of... by one or two, I mean in quantity. So I've got 9 of these undead ones, which is going to give a little bit of accuracy and melee max hit, global skill XP, which doesn't really apply now, but melee max hit and accuracy rating. So I could potentially use one of these on give each of the different styles accuracy. Then we've got, let's see here, only one of the magic ones, but it really only affects magic. It's got a little evasion in there, sure, but then the dragon enhancements gives you a ranged crit chance, global mastery, which we don't really care about at this point, damage to dungeon monsters, and 2% chance to apply burn. So it might be worth having an extra one of those, but I don't feel like grinding them out. Those have a horribly low drop rate. So I can at least equip that on a couple of different combat styles. I've got 9 of these, 1 of those, and 2 of those. So I could at least do a little bit of a combination of these things and then fill in with like the 2% damage reduction for the ones that don't have one of these superior enhancements in place. Oh, they've dressed up Arania. I don't think I've ever paid attention to this. I don't think I've ever seen the end of the Stronghold. There's so many monsters, and it takes a while. So that's kind of where Relic mode is. It's definitely not moving along. I got stuck on these Strongholds. I also use Strongholds to get 118 attack, and I'm working on 117 or 118 defense, which got a little ways to go, but probably by the time I get this done. I also got, let's see, another relic. So we've got attack, strength, defense. I'm 1 relic away from getting this all unlocked. So whatever that is will give me the final relic of 150% global evasion every 2 turns. So that'll be cool to get that one unlocked, see what that does. I think we've got everything else in the combat side though. Yeah, so all the combat stuff is done. And I was looking at this. What was I looking at? The agility. I started working on agility, and I did get to where I could unlock obstacle 15, which was getting the astrology to 120, making sure I had that. I started looking at this elite combat pillar. This thing's pretty useless, to be honest with you. Not necessarily totally useless, but like it's got 50% hit point regen, 10% life steal. Those are good. But for the final boss, I don't care about prayer point costs because I've got a ton of prayer points. I don't really need gold from that fight. Chance to preserve prayer points, which is negated or strike through anyway, and it's not a Slayer area, it's a dungeon. So there's nothing on here that really matters aside from hit point regen and lifesteal. So not really sure. I don't care. I don't think I care about that. The 50%, what was that, 50% hit point regen? That might be useful, but is it useful enough to go mine 9,000 Divinite bars out? Because we have to use the, what is that? 30% chance, not this one. It's the 15% chance to receive a bar version of the ore you're mining. That could take a while to get 9,000. I did do some Divinite, I think, so we should have 1,400, but that could take another couple of days to get enough to buy that. So I don't know if that's worth, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze there. I still need to go, I either need to, let's see, I either need to get the weapons out of the underwater ruins, or probably what I need to do is focus on the Midnight Valley. We should probably sit down and go into dungeons and focus on the not the Necromancer's Palace, the Cursed Forest. I probably need to go spend some time on that. So that's probably what I'm going to do next once I get these little enhancement things unlocked. I'd like to get at least one of the god ones. That way I've got a choice to put it on. We've got the melee, the ranged, and the magic. It'd be nice to have an additional one to put on and fill in some blanks, get this done. If not, I've at least got the augmented versions of it, so I may let this run tonight and see what it does. And then if I don't get any, I'll go and start idling these other things. What's going to be interesting is fighting this final boss again. We really need to get out the DPS on that and figure that out. So the cursing and all that's where it's going to be, and not necessarily me cursing, it's my character cursing the boss. But I wanted to try to get as many of these other little bonuses in here as we can, like 4% max hit points. That's going to help out with the auto eat and stuff like that. Damage reduction, that'll help out. You know what I mean? I wanted to try to get as much of that as possible. So I am still cruising along with it. It's in idle city now, and we're just trucking along overnight, just letting it run for hours on end, trying to get stuff. So anyway, just wanted to drop a video and get caught up real fast. That's kind of all we got. That'll do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.